if you need to create a deal, the best place to go is where there's higher probability, right? Where there's a higher conversion ratio. That's not going to be in your upfront marketing. We talk about every week, and I cannot reiterate it or keep talking about it enough because it comes up. And truth be told, I'll tell you, like it's come up in a business that's not real estate. That's the same thing, right? Where we focus so heavily on doing all this upfront marketing that we don't do the other stuff in the pipeline the right way, right? So we're always trying to move very fast, but we got to set the stuff up the right way, right? So there's stuff in your pipeline. So even if you haven't been focused on marketing, if you're pumping a lot of time and energy into your pipeline and extracting more of what's already in there, that's a good thing as well. I mean, you kind of want some of this marketing stuff running always for you, right? So running in the background. So one of the things, Alec, like for you that came up this week that we talked about, and we'll have a further conversation on the rest of it, but is the drip automation stuff, right? So when somebody does respond to the text and they don't make sense for right now to move on to a phone conversation, what's happening automatically in the background now so that when they are ready, they're going to come back ready for a phone conversation. That's super important stuff that we don't spend enough time focused on, but that's where that's 80% of the deal lift right there is coming from those pieces. So once they've already hit your CRM, once you've done all the work up front, and this comes up in every business, guys. So I have it going on with a user base in a business. I talked to a bunch of entrepreneurs outside of real estate this week that they have similar things going on inside their business, right? We don't spend enough time on our current users in some businesses or current customers or current people that we've already connected with and just continuing the conversation and going deeper there. So what are you guys doing right now? We talked about some of the tools and I've talked specifically to some of you on here and a lot of different operations about specific actions that can be used. But what are you guys doing? You have the CRM, you have stuff in there, right? So everybody on here, I believe, has a CRM already with leads that you've already done the work to generate. They're just already in your system, right? Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. All this stuff that's already in your CRM, what's happening with that, right? The people that already said no, I don't want to sell, or maybe not right now, or yeah, this is my number, I won't take anything less. That's a great category that a lot of people don't spend time on. The ones that are hard number that is too much. They're I won't take anything less. You try and do a couple things with them, right? But then they're just hardball. You can't even really get them on the phone, right? We're talking over text or maybe the cold callers, mostly in a text scenario. So when that's happening, are you following up with those leads at any point in the future? We bring up a lot on these calls every Wednesday, and I make some of these points. And I know sometimes it sounds it's yeah, obvious, duh, whatever. It is to some people, it is to others. Don't worry about that piece of it. I don't mean it in any kind of offensive way. It's more about sometimes it's these simple things that we forget to just let our brain think about, right? Because we're trying to honestly, most of you probably raise your hand. Do you generally feel like you're overcomplicating things a lot of days? It happens. We're doing a lot, right? So break it down, make it simpler. So it's okay, so many people get stuck in this, and I don't know if it's advice that's been out there or maybe just miscommunication on the way people are taking points. But so many people get stuck in this situation where they're I need to create a deal in some kind of short term, whether that means 30 days or 60 days or 14 days, a little bit different if you're inside of 30, but you're I need to create a deal right now, right? So that kind of anxiousness to create a deal, too many people go to okay, let me just throw a bunch of money at the upfront marketing, or let me just go blast out a bunch of new text. So I've been sending this, let me send double. I'm not saying don't go do those things. Those are very beneficial things. But if you need to create a deal, the best place to go is where there's higher probability, right? Where there's a higher conversion ratio. That's not going to be in your upfront marketing, right? Just you wouldn't, if you need to create a deal right now, right? Would you go buy a magazine print ad that will be out in 3 months in this issue? No, right? So you have to go for the channel that's going to create the quickest response for you at the highest probability.